Let's look at a few examples from the literal equations lesson in Algebra 1. So what we're going to do is look at how to write formulas and set up equations. First one, the local movie theater raised ticket prices by 50 cents. Beth wants to buy 4 tickets. Okay, so what we need to do is write a formula that will help determine how much she'll have to pay. Okay, so we're given that P equals the old price per ticket. We're given that T equals the amount that Beth spends in total at the movie theater. Okay, so we can first start with putting our equal sign, because we know that and a formula is going to have the equal sign in it. So I'll start with that. And we know that our T is going to be our total, so our total is going to be all of this together. Okay, so we have T equals, and we know that the old price for ticket is P, and we know that the ticket prices were raised by 50 cents, so that means they're going up, so we want to use addition. So we have P plus 50 cents. Okay, and then our other piece of information is that Beth is buying 4 tickets. So we're going to surround this in parentheses and put the 4 there, because we want to multiply whatever that new ticket price is by 4, because we're buying 4 tickets here. So that would be our formula that would help us determine how much you'll have to pay. So let's say that we can always check our answers to make sure that they're reasonable. Let's say that the old price per ticket was $5. Okay, so let's go ahead and figure out if the ticket prices were $5, how much is Beth going to pay today for that? And this is just a little bit extra. This isn't really, usually you're not asked this in the lesson, but I just want to kind of show you how we would do that. So we would substitute 5 in for P. So we have $5 plus 50 cents. Okay, so now we want to add in the parentheses. We want to go ahead and add those. Okay, so just follow the order of operations. So T equals 4, and then times 550. Okay, and then if we go ahead and multiply that, because that when there's just the 4 and then the parentheses, you can think of that as multiplication. You will get $22. Okay, so that would be how much Beth would spend at the movies if the original price was $5 and they raised ticket prices by 50 cents. All right, let's go ahead and look at another one. Evan goes out for dinner each month. He always leaves the server a tip that equals a percent of the total bill. So what we need to do here is write an equation that will help him determine the amount of tip he should leave. Okay, and our given information is D is the cost of dinner, so whatever he's paying for that dinner. P is going to be the percent tipped, and T is going to be the total amount of the server's tip. So when you're finding the cost, or I'm sorry, the amount of a tip, we're going to be looking at multiplying the cost of dinner by the percent tipped. Okay, so we'll start with our equal sign, and we have T is the amount tipped, and we're going to take the cost of the dinner and multiply that by the percent that you've tipped. So T equals D times P. So let's say that dinner was $10. So D equals $10. And let's say that you're going to tip, you're going to give an 18% tip. So an 18% tip at $10. So the first thing you would want to do is convert that percent to a decimal. So 18% actually equals 0.18. When you have a percent and you want to change it to a decimal, you move the decimal point 2 places to the left. So to find our total tip, we take our cost of the dinner and multiply that by 18 hundredths. So we would be tipping the server $1.80 for that dinner. So $1.80 would be our tip. And again, this part down here was just kind of more or less checking our answers. When you find your equation, you could always set up these little scenarios and just double check your work, because if you got something like T equals, let's say you got $12 or something like that, well, that's probably not going to be right. So you know that maybe you need to look back at your equation again and see if perhaps you mix something up. Okay, because typically when you give a tip, it's usually going to be less than what you pay for dinner. Okay, so always look at your answers and just make sure that they're reasonable. So this is just a way for you to check and see if those, if that equation worked out all right. Okay, well, thanks for watching and have a great rest of the day.